Have a seat, please.
How's it going?
Good, thanks.
I'm studying something in here. I'm having issues with my supervisor. You probably already know about it.
Supervisor is
Dr. Novak.
Dr. Novak.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wanted to report him I want to have the file to report the professor.
Okay. Well, we don't have a sort of formal procedure as such.
What is the procedure to file a complaint against a professor?
That's a good question. Why don't you start by sending me an email that outlines the sort of situation, and we'll follow it from there.
He already sent you an email a while ago complaining about my behavior during his class, that I got 4 minutes late, and he said I wasn't professional. It's been a very long while.
He sent me this email?
Yeah, it was the graduate seminar class
Okay.
we had, and I got like
Yeah.
4 minutes late. He
Yeah.
started screaming at me, saying I was a liar, and he took it very personally.
Okay.
And now I can see it as my supervisor. He's taking it. He's still going with it personally, I believe.
Let me see. I don't recall reading anything like this. It's quite concerning.
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
We never talked before, so
Yeah.
this is our first conversation.
I'm wondering if Colin has sent anything. He sent something to me. You're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It was probably around like March, April, 2022 last
Okay.
year.
Oh, okay. So last year. Okay.
Yes. I haven't given him much trouble since then.
Okay.
I've been quiet very long while waiting for him to help me over with my research thesis, which is just is keeping me like as I don't deserve his attention or.
Okay. Now you. So I'm sorry. You were working with Dr. Kim?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay.
He
So you're
made
working
me
with.
switch Dr. Kim because I complained about him asking me to do
Okay.
personal stuff for him.
Okay. And so you're working for now Dr. Novak.
Yes.
Ah. Okay. And when did that occur? When did you start working for him?
About October, November 2022. After Dr. Kim said, this is my laboratory, I buy whatever I want, and you can, I don't give any response to you, because I said to him, to continue my research with Dr. Kim, I would need some device. He even bought the device, but he said, I don't want to do this research anymore. And I said, why did you buy the device for? And I said, it's my laboratory, my money, I do whatever I want.
He's right. Yeah.
Answer, for some point he is. But then Dr. Novak said, he started complaining about me, and he said, I want you to switch over for Dr. Novak, basically. So I'm sticking with Dr. Novak since then. Okay. But now this is my second year. I supposedly should graduate by the end of December. And I don't get any response from Dr. Novak about my thesis.
Okay, you're making some progress on the thesis?
I'm writing it all by myself.
Right.
He never asked me about equipment. I said to him once, I need this equipment. He provided the shittiest equipment he could. Actually, it didn't even work. So I went back to the laboratory personnel and asked him to switch over the equipment. And they managed to do that for me. But I want to know what's going on. And how can I complain about that in a formal manner?
Okay. I don't think we have, well, maybe I'm mistaken, but it doesn't happen frequently, so I have to confess I'm not sort of familiar with any formal mechanism that we have to do that. But certainly we want to take the matter seriously. If there's something happening there, we want to find a way to resolve it.
Because I have invested more than 40 grand here, so it's a lot of money.
Yeah, of course.
I want to have my thesis written in a professional manner. I just don't want him to throw me in some shitty room with some shitty equipment than just say, all right, you have failed. I won't sign your thesis. You know, because that's too easy for him. Right?
Yeah.
So I want to fight.
It is and it isn't. I don't think it's quite as straightforward as that. There's typically a committee that sits on the thesis, and
I have already done the committee meeting.
You've done the proposal.
Yeah, I've done the proposal. Now I just need to write the thesis itself.
Right.
Which
there's research that goes along with it, right? It's
yes.
not just a matter of writing the thesis. But
the thing is, I've done my research.
Okay.
1 year ago, because I noticed he wasn't giving me much attention. So I did my research. Then I did the committee meeting and proposal. They said I was approved. So since then I am approved. I have the research already done.
You've been working on the document since then.
Yeah, I've been working for more than 1 year already.
Okay. Why don't you...
But I'm working. He's not. That's the thing. I want him to follow my steps or help me, as he's the PhD professor, right?
Of course.
I'm not the PhD. I can't say, I'm going to do this and that.
I mean, it sounds like there's a bit of a breakdown of communication there. Okay. Let's do this. Start by trying to write me a summary of everything that has happened, just so that I have a record of what has transpired. It's hard for me to sort of do anything without having something there to refer to. Okay, so let's start that way. Put something down on paper so that I have a record of what it is what the issue is, and sort of where you are, and sort of what the status of your progress is. And then I'll have a discussion with Dr. Novak, and we'll see if there's something we can do to resolve this or to repair it. And if not, then we'll figure out what needs to happen from there. I think it's not entirely uncommon for graduate students and their supervisors to not see eye to eye. It's maybe sounds like this is a bit of an extreme case compared to some others. But certainly that's not what we want for anybody, right? I mean, it's really unfortunate that you've had this experience, because, it shouldn't be this way. The time that you spend with your advisor should be somehow rewarding and enjoyable, right? It shouldn't be difficult and it sounds like you're not having a positive experience, right? So put something down on paper just to kind of summarize.
It's not just my supervisor, it's the whole professional appearance of the university, the classes I've been given doesn't really show like they are really caring about teaching, or I don't know. My complaint is really about my supervisor, because as I said, this is my second year. I want to graduate in the most professional manner. Yeah. So, but I also felt like if the leadership isn't professional enough, then the followers won't be, Okay. The other faculty members won't be professional enough. Because they say, all right, if you have a dumbass up there, why would I be professional? You see?
I don't think that's the case. I think that, by and large, our faculty get along quite well and make their way. But like I say, I want to address this, and I want to make sure that we resolve whatever it is that has, led to this rift. And I don't know, immediately how to do that, but I, we'll figure it out. Okay. So send me, like I said, send me something. Try to put in some sort of, timeline, so I know sort of where you are in your studies, and I know, what you've been doing, and I know, everything that has transpired. And whatever information else you sort of feel is relevant, feel free to attach that. But I'd like just some kind of a document to record this, so that I have something to refer to when I meet with him, and I meet with the dean, and I meet with whoever we need to sort of iron this out. Maybe one question. Is your relationship with Dr. Novak salvageable? Do you feel like it's still reasonable to complete your thesis under his supervision and graduate? Or
Yeah, I'm wishing that could be done until the end of December, as we have planned actually.
Okay.
But it feels like he's not giving me much attention and just likes to skip me for a next term so I can pay him another $8,000.
Well, he doesn't get paid whether or not you're in the program. That's not.
Yeah, I know that.
You know,
But
it makes no difference to his salary. You know, whether you are.
But the university get paid anyway, so.
So university gets paid, but you know, in fact, I think it's quite.
He can manage to make me pay more, so he actually, by the end, get paid by somehow.
Well, not necessarily the case. You know, in fact, I would think it's quite the opposite. That you know, the longer his students are here, the worse it looks for him, right? I mean, that we monitor, believe it or not, how long it takes for faculty for their students to complete, and you know, having a student here for.
So I don't know, maybe he doesn't have time enough to help me out, or maybe because have completed some courses with him in 2022,
right?
And he hasn't updated the course, so it's still in progress on my schedule.
Okay.
So I want to know what's going on, why he's skipping me over.
This is.
Feels like he's
this is
getting
like
it personal. I don't know.
This is a like a directed studies course, or
It's an MSc course for masters.
Right, but it's like from a directed. Like, what's the title of the course?
MSc, masters.
So, okay. So you're just talking about your thesis in general. I get you. Okay. I thought you meant like an actual course.
Class, like a class.
Yeah,
no. I did a GA for him in a class, and I have no complaints about that.
Mm-hmm.
Except I don't really found he was very, how can I say, thoughtful. He wasn't tinkering with the students. He just gave a bunch of forms and say, fill that out and figure how it works.
Okay.
Although my complaint is not related to that specific class.
Well, but anytime a student has a bad experience, it's troubling to me. You know, I know not everybody's going to come through sort of all roses and everything, but still, that's not the way it should be, right? I mean, I can share sort of only my own personal experience. When I did my studies, I had a fantastic relationship with my advisor, and we're still close, even whatever this is, 20 years later, right? So, and especially at the master's level, it should be more. It should be more fun in a way, it should be enjoyable, and so it's quite troubling to hear that that's sort of not the experience that you're having. So I think I have to do a little bit of investigating before I can make any recommendation or make any change to the
No,
situation.
sure, yeah, I don't want to change him, but I want him to know that I want things done, like I'm looking over for my side, so I want him to actually help me to figure that out, and we can graduate this December as planned for my second year here. Right?
Okay. Well, leave it with me. Let me talk to him.
Okay.
And we'll see what we can do.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.